Regular China Airlines flight services returned to Bali after a 2-year break. This week, Bali's Agustin Ngurah International Airport will welcome China Airlines back to the tarmac. Resuming direct links with China will be a relief for large segments of the tourism industry, since China is the country's top tourist destination and home to Indonesia's second commercial airport. With the air service in operation, political and commercial relations are strengthened as well. The inclusion of China Airlines to the Bali airport flight schedule has been confirmed by Handi Heriudhitiawan, General Manager of PT Angkasa I, Agustin Ngurah International Airport. Early in the epidemic, the airline's operations in Bali were abruptly suspended. On Friday, September 2nd, the flight service will reopen and run twice weekly. Every Tuesday and Friday, a direct flight is provided from Taiwan's Taipei to Denpasar. You may take a flight from Taipei to Denpasar every day of the week. However, you must stop over at Jakarta, Singapore, or Kuala Lumpur. Heriudhitiawan informed regional media that his teams were setting up an airline welcome committee. There were speculations of a water cannon salute such to the one given to airlines like Emirates earlier this year that were returning. The airport general manager expressed his optimism for the effect of this restarted airplane service on Bali tourism. He expressed the hope that it will rekindle interest in visiting the island of the gods among tourists from all around China and its outlying areas. "Yes, I do hope this is a breath of new air in terms of boosting visitation," he added. Furthermore, China used to be the leader. While tourists from Australia have historically made up the majority of visitors to Bali, traffic from China was growing almost exponentially prior to the outbreak. There is anticipation that this new flight schedule would be the first big step in making it simpler for Chinese visitors to enjoy Bali after the resumption of the Visa on Arrival program. The economic advantages of tourism from China were acknowledged throughout the island. Taufanyudhistira, the stakeholder relations manager of PT Angkasa I Agustin Ngurah International Airport, talked with journalists to provide information on the flight options now available from Bali Airport. According to him, 23 airlines would be operating out of Ngurah International as of August 2022, connecting 12 nations to 22 international routes. This was contrasted with the operation prior to the pandemic, when 35 carriers provided direct flights to Denpasar. There are 12 airlines that have not yet made it back to the runway, but it is hoped that arrangements will be made in the near future to resume the rest of the schedules. Important departure nations like Brunei, New Zealand, and Russia have not yet started direct service again. Direct flights from the United Kingdom and other regions of Europe would help increase tourism. TAFUN verified that 1,270,890 people used Bali Airport between January and July 2022. For the same time period in 2019, the airport alone welcomed 7,933,976 foreign travelers. With the functioning of the China Airlines carrier, it is envisaged that it may reinvigorate international passenger movements, he said as he put an end to his remarks. Only a few days have passed since He Dengxian, the Chinese ambassador to ASEAN nations, met with Wei Koster, the governor of Bali, to resume China Airlines service to Denpasar. The two talked about the G20 summit that will take place in November, education, and the future of tourism. "We shall wait for the return of visitors from China, which before the epidemic was one of the nations from whom most tourists traveled to Bali," Governor Koster informed Ambassador Chen. "I implore the Honorable Ambassador to persuade China to let its citizens travel to Bali. I believe that with time and rehabilitation, Chinese visitors will return to Bali," Ambassador Chen said. "I also commend you on your post-pandemic response and recuperation, which I believe exceptional, so that conditions are now favorable for the return of Chinese visitors."